Hi everyone, it's Abel Diaz here for another round of the Calspeed Super Series. Now we are in the technical layout, one of the favorite for many of the drivers in the field. And let's see how it looks like with a lap at Calspeed Tecnico. It's during one of the heats, and here we're getting into the S's. A little bit of lift and brake, trying to follow the line. This is all the same as classical counterclockwise on the start, carousel, getting the curve on the exit, and now we start on sector that is unique to Tecnico, first into the hairpin, a potential overtaking point, but trying really not to make mistakes there because then it's a flat out segment all the way into the uphill. If we're following the right line, it's all flat. Here into the Tecnico complex, really fun, right, left, fast corners into the uphill. Important not to slide too much so that we don't lose any time and we can keep it flat out on throttle. And then into turn 4 and bypass. Nothing new here for this layout, but really fun layout and always fun racing here on the technical layout. So we're gonna see a little bit of the heats and then the B main, which is where we landed at the end of the day. So here's the start of hit 1. We qualified P13, not too bad. Best time that we did this day was 1:02.3, and here we're starting behind Jeremy Alrich on the 49 into the S's, and that's 3 positions there just into the S's. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you do a little bit of contact. So now we are behind number 54, which is Carl Ju, but it's still a decently clean start, which is what we want. We want to be riding now with this group. So now we're on the side by side there behind Carl and Sheng Wu on the left hand side. Now into the uphill. So potentially staying there or decide to send it. Perhaps not the best at this beginning part of the race, but I was feeling like this car had some good pace. So this is the first lap. It was relatively clean heat for me, and then we're jumping on to lap 8. And we're approximately running the same position, P12, P13 or so. We're now behind Jets on this on the 39, lots happening there on the carousel. Now we are behind Michael Chen on the 37, decide not to send it there on the hairpin. Now I'm on the outside of the sweeper corner, not where you want to be. There is no grip there, so I'm again behind Carl Ju, actually again on the 54. He had taken back the position. Now we're behind him again. So it's Michael Chen on the 37, Carl Ju on the 54. On to turn 4. Side by side, I'm gonna try to stay there behind Michael Chen and try to use the trap there to get that position back. Nice racing there with Carl Ju. And so we have 2 laps left on this heat, and we're running strong there close to the top 10. So it's been a good heat so far compared to what we've had in recent races. Some parallel action there on the carousels. I'm pushing from the back. I'm not sure even who it was. I couldn't see it, but I had to go straight on the carousel, staying there behind Michael Chen. So I was saying, it was a heat without not too many incidents, which is good. The last few races, lots of things had happened, like during the first heat that really compromised the rest of the day. So far feeling good here on the lap 9 on the first heat and running strong behind, relatively close to the leading group. So some action there, so we're gonna go 3 wide here, and I'm gonna pick my spot there behind Michael Chen, try to go parallel into the S's, but not enough. fighting there with Denis Shapchowski on the 42. He's gonna go for a defensive line, covering the interior and going on the outside. I don't really want to try it on the hairpin because, then I want to have a good exit here for all the uphill segment. See if I can make it there on Tecnico. Not easy. Going side by side, a bit of contact. Now I get a better exit there through Scandi, and that's gonna make it into. Hopefully, I think where we're gonna end up this race, which is P12. And onto the bypass, and that's gonna be the end of the first heat. Relatively solid P12 finish. Start P13, gain 1 position. Strong pace, we could have done a little bit better, but I think overall was a good heat for us. So on to the second heat, starting right behind there, Diego Morales on the 43. And it's gonna be a tougher heat for us. And side by side there with Quinn Allen Riley on the 52. And a lot of contact there on the carousel, as usually happens. It's a tough start always with the carousel there. So we're behind Shenhu, which we also saw on the earlier race. So Shenhu like trying to stay on the inside line for the sweeper. Not much happening there really for most of the race. We haven't had the same pace, and we're now on to the last lap behind Quinn Allen Riley, which we pretty much started the race side by side, and we're having now a good pace at the end. Tony Waika is right in front of him, and we've had a couple of passes back and forth, and I'm here at the last lap trying to think if I can make it past Quinn. Decide not to send it on the hairpin. I had tried it earlier there, and he had taken the position back. I was thinking there if I go parallel on Tecnico like I tried earlier and some other moves, but it's not gonna be enough here. And I do get a little bit of a better run on the uphill, but I probably open myself too much there. I don't get as much of a good draft as I wanted. So it looks like I'm just not going to make it. This heat hasn't been as solid, but still overall crossing the line here on P17, so that's gonna put us in the middle of the B main. So it's definitely going to be a B main pack with a lot of action. So here we are at the start, and starting where we finished, right behind Quinn, now on the 51. So there we are, starting like about P18 or so. So again, side by side contact on the carousel. Quite a lot of pushing there. Joey Andrews, I think he was getting pushed himself on the 37, and then we're behind Tony Waika on the 42. Let's see what we can do here. We have someone inside, and we're gonna keep the outside line to have the interior for the sweeper. That's kind of where you want to be to keep the position. So we're able to keep it, and let's see what happens from this point. It was a race with a lot of interesting things happening in front of us. Here we're behind Tony Waika. He's gonna make the move on Joey Andrews. We're trying to get right behind him, but we didn't have enough speed there. Going side by side into Kimbrell. Lots of things happening already. Some arguments in front of us. We didn't get a good exit there from Kimbrell, so we lost one more position there. Jake Hood on the 32. We're going side by side there into the carousel. Lots of contact there in front of us. Definitely fun to watch. And now we're behind their number 48. We're gonna go for the move on the hairpin. As Brian Langon on the 48, we were able to take that position, and we're behind Jake Hood on the 32 and Quinn Allen Riley in front, as well as Tony Waika. So kind of the same group. A little bit of contact there. and someone who spun out in front of us, so had to give back the position there because I had some unintended contact, so didn't want to take that, make a pass there as it wouldn't have been fair. So now let's go to the final few laps. Lots happening still. Now we're behind Joey Andrews, and then there's Quinn and Brian Langon and Jake Hood, same group, side by side into the carousel there with Joey. Let's see what we can do in the last couple of corners here. 1.5 laps to go. Actually, a little bit more because we do race to 12 laps in the main event. The heats are 10 laps. This is a 12-lap race. Got all that contact there between Quinn and Brian Langon. Some arguments happening there, and we're gonna try to see if we can take advantage of that. Jacob, Joey Andrews and myself trying to get through. I'm gonna send it there on turn 4, a double pass, but I don't get the best exit there, so let's see if I can keep it. Side by side with Brian there. And now through Kimbrell, and I haven't gotten the great exit there. And look at that lap time, such horrible lap time with so much fights. From a 102 to a 105, and look at that contact there, I don't like it. But you know, that happens sometimes. The last lap, some more contact, kind of pushing me out from, I don't know who was there behind us, but things that happen through racing when you have also the bumpers here. It's kind of easy to be a little bit more bold in the moves. You know, you're not gonna get your wheels kind of engaging with each other, so you know, definitely some intense racing, and through to the end we're just gonna keep this position, not much happening to the end. So if you enjoy this video, want to hear more adventures, please subscribe.